Hello, this is Jenny from Designs with Paper. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. Video today is a card, and it is a shaker card. Now, I have not made a shaker card in a hot minute, and I was still kind of in the middle of my pattern paper phase. So I have done some work ahead of time off camera, and I have cut 4 or 5 actually of these frames with a die set that I have and a piece of acetate. I also have a card base already cut and a piece of pattern paper cut. I have picked out some bling to go in my shaker card. So now it's just time for assembly. The first thing I am going to do is stick together these 4 white frames that I have cut out of white cardstock. And I am going to be using this silicone mat that I got from Stampin' Up! A zillion years ago because the glue doesn't stick to it and make a mess everywhere. I will be using Tombow Mono, Tombow Mono multi-glue, whatever it's called, to stick these together. Now, I cut out 4 of these, but in the end, I added too much bling and had to do a little bit more to make it stand up tall enough on the card. I am using liquid glue as opposed to a dry tape runner or dry adhesive so that I can kind of finagle them together and make sure they're all lined up perfectly. We want them to not be super visible in the end. Once I have all 4 of the white frames stacked up and glued together and all adhered, nice and smoothly, I will put together the acetate and the aqua color, the turquoise colored frame. I like the liquid glue because, like you can see, I'm just using my fingers to get it all into place, and that liquid glue gives me plenty of time to do that. So we have 3 of those frames put together. We're going to add that 4th one on there. Tombow glue, I think I've probably said this before, does not require that you actually squeeze the barrel of the glue. Actually, when you first buy it, it comes out really fast. It's almost too fast. And now that I've had this bottle for a little while, it comes out kind of perfectly without any squeezing on it at all. Okay, so we have our 4 frames put together. I am going to take this piece of acetate. And this is actually a piece of laminate. You know how when you laminate papers together? I just ran the empty laminate sleeve together and it made a clear see-through sheet, and I cut it out with my die, and I will go ahead and put it on that stack of white frames and make sure it's lined up really well. Again, another reason to use that liquid glue. It is a little bit tricky. You have to be careful because if it gets on the acetate, it makes acetate cloudy. This last frame I have cut from a piece of aqua. It's kind of a metallic pearlized cardstock or pattern paper, a scrapbook paper. I don't know. I think I got it from Hobby Lobby in a big 12 by 12 pack. So here is the front of my shaker element. So in theory, the well on the back of this is deep enough to hold all of the bling to make the shaker element. Unless you go crazy and put lots of bling in it like I did. So we are going to go ahead and put the card together. I have a piece of cardstock that is 4 1/4 inches wide by 11 inches tall. I am scoring it in half with my scoreboard at 5 1/2, and I will use my bone folder to burnish that edge so that I have a nice, crisp, clean fold. The cool thing with the scoreboard is that when you're using a heavyweight cardstock and you fold it against the grain like that, it puckers, and if you use a scoreboard, you don't have that puckering. You don't have that cracking. The next thing I'm going to do is add the piece of pattern paper. So this is a piece of My Mind's Eye pattern paper. I've been kind of in a hey, use your pattern paper phase lately, trying to use all the pretty stuff I've been collecting for like a decade. Some of it is older than some of my younger children. Let's be honest, it's pretty. I don't want to use it. I am using a tape runner to add this pattern paper to the card front. This tape runner is one I got at Hobby Lobby. It is super, super sticky, but it gives you no readjustment time. So don't think you're going to peel that up and readjust it. So here I am deciding where I want to put this frame. I'm going to stick it right there on the top. This is a super simple shaker card. And I have these kind of aqua mix sequins that I am going to dump a few of those in there. And it's got 2 or 3, maybe 4 different shades of aqua. Light, medium, dark, clear, something like that. And I also have as much little containers of bling. I mean, I've got bling, I've got cardstock. Let's use this stuff up, right? I can't hoard it forever. I have some clear sequins. These are the ones that don't have a hole in the middle. And then I'm also going to add some little hexagon-shaped confetti. Now, you'll notice, and this is iridescent, so it just kind of shines and shimmers. And that pile is getting a little bit tall. And in my brain, it's still going to work just fine, but I have to get it into a little pile so that it can all go underneath the shaker window. And so I put a little bit of glue on the back of the shaker window and then realized it was too tall. Yeah. So plan B is foam tape. Now, usually when I use foam tape, I use that big, huge roll of 3M foam tape that I get from Amazon like once a year that is mammoth. Now, that's not going to work on this. That frame is really delicate and dainty. And here you're going to see, oh shoot, they're all squishing down and they're not going to shake. Dang it. Anyway, that frame is kind of a dainty frame. And so that big, huge roll of 3M foam tape is not going to work. In my adhesive drawer, I have these narrow foam pieces from Tailored Expressions. And I am going to take the backer paper off so that the little strip of foam tape is a little more pliable and I can make it kind of go around the shape of this frame. If I had known I was going to use foam tape, I probably would have cut the frame just a little bit thicker so it wasn't quite so fiddly. The other thing is too, when you're using foam tape, you have to make sure that the ends of that foam tape butt right up against each other. You don't want any of your bling falling out, which was why I was trying to use the liquid glue and the stacked cardstock. I just got a little excited about how many pretty blingy things I was putting inside this cardstock, or inside this shaker frame. Okay, we've got the foam tape on. We've got to very carefully bring that card front back over to where we are working, because one wrong move and those sequins are going everywhere. Ask me how I know this. Let me tell you. One wrong move and you're going to have sequins all over your craft room till the day you die. They just hide. They're like not as bad as glitter, but almost as bad as glitter. Okay, crisis averted. We got our frame on. Everything seems to be staying inside as we shake it. None of our little bling is falling apart. I am going to take this acrylic stamp block, that's what it's called, to kind of push it down a little bit so I can get some even pressure. And you can see it kind of pops right off the front of the card. So now we got to figure out what kind of card this is going to be. And I decided to make it a birthday card because who doesn't like glitter and sequins at their birthday? I have stamped this happy birthday. It is from a Lawn Fawn stamp set, and die cut the happy out and just stamped the birthday with the same color kind of aqua ink on a little strip of white paper. Actually, I stamped it and then cut it down. Let's be honest, there's no way I got that stamp perfectly inside that narrow piece of paper. It was a big piece of paper that I then cut down. Okay, I am going to glue that happy birthday banner across that frame, and then I will add a little bit of adhesive to the back of this happy die cut word and add it to the top of the banner right there on the acetate to the shaker frame. Super easy little card. There are a lot of ways to make shaker cards. Some of them are way more complicated than others. But this is a really easy one. Just make a little frame and pop it right on the front of your card. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. And it's going to make somebody's life super excited. Somebody's birthday super excited. I have lots of nieces and nephews I send birthday cards to, and I can only imagine how much fun some of the littles are going to have shaking those sequins up and down. Okay, I put that stamp block right there on top of that sentiment just so that the glue could dry and it could adhere correctly or adhere tightly, whatever the right word is. I will take a piece of copy paper that has been cut down to 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. So there is something on the inside to write a little birthday note in or on. And that is the finished card. So as far as interactive or shaker cards go, this was not bad. Super easy, super cute, using your really pretty pattern paper. Use up that stash. Thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. Come back and visit me again soon. See ya!